guys, and welcome! Today's video is going to be some advice for the first time snake owner. Getting your first snake is extremely exciting, and I can totally understand if you are over the moon about getting one. I remember getting my first snake. It was so amazing. It was an absolutely wonderful experience, and every time I go up here in my reptile room and look at all my snake, I just feel so incredibly happy. So I can totally understand that you're very excited about it. And today I'm going to give you a few advice that is going to hopefully help you a lot. I know that if I had known these things when I got my first snake, I would be very grateful. So advice number one is to simply observe your snake. Spend some time to look at how your snake is behaving. And I'm talking here about not taking it out and handling, but just looking at it inside the terrarium. Of course, it is going to spend a good amount of time doing absolutely nothing. So I can highly recommend that you look at them like during the night time when they are most active, because that way you will know that if your snake starts to behaving differently than what you're used to, that something might be wrong. Tip number 2 from me to you is to leave your snake alone at least 2 days after feeding. The reason why this is a good idea is because first of all, you're not stressing the snake. Second of all, you're giving them time to digest the meal. And third, you are lowering the chances of the snake throwing up the meal, because if you handle your snake directly after it's eaten, there is a high chance that it's going to throw out the meal. I'm sorry, I can't say that word. My third tip to you is not handle your snake during shed, because they can become a little irritated and they really do need some time and some quiet to go through this whole process. And I know that it really sucks, but guys, be patient, just wait. No handling of your snake during shed. My next advice for you is to buy frozen, which means buy frozen mice or rats depending on the size that your snake needs, of course, and then store them in the freezer. A lot of beginners are being told to feed live, where you have to go to the pet store every time your snake needs to eat and you buy a live mouse and then you throw it in. I can totally recommend that you go out and you buy 10, 12, 14, how many you want to have frozen, then store them in your freezer, because that way you can just take them out, thaw them and feed them whenever you need to. My fifth tips to you guys is to handle your snake. Of course, don't overhandle, don't take it out 5 times a day, because that will get the snake used to being in your hand. I can very clearly see the difference of a snake that I have out regularly to handle and a snake that hasn't been handled for several months, for example. So it's always a good idea to make sure to take it out only for a couple of minutes, just so it can get used to being in your hands. My sixth tip to you is to join some sort of reptile forum or reptile group. That can be, for example, like on beinner, or it can be a group on Facebook or anything like that, because that will give you the chance to talk with other people who is in the same situation as you. They might give you some tips and tricks and you can debate back and forth. If you are interested, you can join my Facebook group and it's called Jossersjungle. Welcome to the jungle. Of course, in there we do debate all sorts of things and we share experiences, stories, and of course lots and lots of pictures. Another tip I want to give you guys is to invest in a hygrometer, a thermometer, and a thermostat. That's what it's called. These 3 things will help you make sure that the temperature and the humidity is perfect inside your terrarium, your box, or wherever you're keeping the snake. Last but certainly not least is to save a little bit of money each month. It doesn't have to be a huge amount of money, just a little bit each month. Put it into a separate account, because that way you will always have money. If your snake needs to go to the vet, if the terrarium breaks, if anything happens, you will have the money available, and you will not be in a situation where something happens and you stand and you have no money and your snake is ill. So save a little bit of money each month to a different account. Alright guys, that was a few tips from me to the beginner snake owner. I really do hope you enjoyed them. If you have any more tips, just please put them right down in the comment section. I would love to read them, and I would love if you wanted to share with everyone else who is out there watching. Please give the video a like so I know that you like what I make. It really does mean a lot to me. And while you're at it, just hit subscribe on that channel. Thank you so much for now guys. I will see you very soon. Bye bye.